presenting a new exciting radio program featuring the thrilling adventures of an amazing and incredible personality. Faster than an airplane, more powerful than a locomotive, impervious to bullets.
Up in the sky, look, it's a bird, it's a plane.
It's a podcast.
Race a high-powered bullet to the target. With tremendous weight, bend solid steel in his bare hands, as though it were...
Hello everybody out there in the internet world, and welcome back to another episode of It's a Podcast. Today I have a nice amount of things to talk about. Myself and Brant will be doing the rundown. Once again, there is an awesome Zone 4 segment coming your way very soon, as well as the DC and Marvel Solicits for July. So this episode, I thought I would do something special. I know a lot of people wanted to hear my opinion on a certain specific subject, and well, here we go. So, the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles movie with producer Michael Bay. This was announced a pretty long time ago. I mean, we had a lot of info. There were a lot of things that we were given little tidbits from Mr. Bay about the Turtles. Things that pissed a lot of fans off, drove a lot of fans crazy. And, of course, then there was, of course, Megan Fox, which, Megan Fox. How about that? So everybody's been asking me, Chris, we need to know. You love the Turtles. They're your comic book of the week every week. You've read the Ultimate Collection. You love the cartoon. What's your opinion about the movie? And I did not want to share my opinion because I shared it with a few people already on Facebook, and everybody's like, oh, you got to give the movie a chance. Michael Bay did a good job on Transformers, yada, yada, yada. The movie looks great. The graphics, da-da-da-da, and yada, yada. Just look over Megan Fox. However, I did see a lot of people on YouTube feeling about the same way I do, if not worse. Me, so my opinion about the movie. I saw the teaser trailer, and I don't know, I guess somewhere deep down inside, I was hoping maybe through this trailer I would like the movie or find a reason to say maybe I'm wrong. This did not give me that. This made me realize why I don't like this movie before it even makes it into the movies. Number one, Michael Bay's in the movie. I don't care, directing, producing, what have you. The first trailer, we get to see explosions. The Empire State Building loses its top, for crying out loud. And then, okay, first of all, now, not to mix things up, because I know with the movies, they don't have to follow things according to the books or what have you. Perfect example of that is Perry White from Man of Steel. But beside the point, Shredder is not American. Okay? He is Asian, Japanese, Chinese. Hell, I'll take Korean at this point. Not American. But he is. And Megan Fox looks like Megan Fox. She does not look like April O'Neil at all. At least in the original movies back in the 90s, April O'Neil had some kind of features to the cartoon, like some type of a connection. Megan Fox just looks like Megan Fox. Period. There is nothing else with Megan Fox. It's Megan Fox. The end. Now, the rest of the trailer, I mean, it looks like there's some fair action in the movie. I'll give it that also. The action looks interesting. Now, we got glimpses of the Turtles. Leo, Michelangelo were in the scene with Megan Fox. Also, April. It's very hard to say Megan Fox is April O'Neil. But, okay, fine. April. And then we get a scene with Raph and Donnie, which we'll get into that scene in a moment. So, let's talk about the Turtles. They are freaking humongous. Gigantically scaled. Completely off from what we've seen in the cartoons, comics. This is their own entity. Now, I understand if you want to take what we had with the turtles and make them a little bigger, not only is the scale off, but, and let me explain this to people that don't know turtles. Number one, turtles do not have noses at all. Mutant turtles, I don't care. Ooze, alien ooze, whatever. Alien ooze does not all of a sudden mutate a turtle into having a nose. That's number one. Number two, lips. Turtles do not have those either. Number three, turtles do not look like Shrek. Take a picture of Michelangelo and put Shrek ears on him. It's Shrek in a turtle shell. Yeah. So, my impression on the designs was they are off. Badly. I'm talking, I've seen several different models for the turtles before. Never in my life did I see a model such as this, and I pray to God I never see it again. I hope this movie doesn't get a sequel. That's how bad I feel the models of the turtles are. Now, we got the models out of the way. The scene I thought that looked pretty cool was the scene with Donnie and Raph, by the way, where Donnie throws Raph, I believe, into a Jeep, and he just does a back shell right into the Jeep and slams it. Again, now, the turtles wouldn't do this normally in any incarnation, but apparently in this movie, explosions, it's Michael Bay, destruction, explosions, and more destruction. So, whatever. The personality of the turtles, however, definitely is there. You see it with the Raph and Donnie scene. You see it in Michelangelo. We don't get to hear Leonardo really at all. We literally just see him land in front of April and give like that intimidating "I'm looking at you" look. So really we don't get to hear much from Leo. We haven't seen Splinter yet, which has me worried. And Splinter's being voiced by Tony Shalhoub. Tony Shalhoub, everybody. And Leonardo's voice is going to be done by Johnny Knoxville. Okay, Johnny Knoxville, the guy that, Jackass, that movie, the 3 movies, the ridiculously crazy, I love Jackass, I can't say anything bad about it, but the crazy guy, yeah, that's Leonardo's voice. Definitely, I can live with that, because I like Johnny Knoxville in a way. And his voice might fit Leonardo, ironically enough. So I'm good with Johnny Knoxville being Leo. So the personalities are intact. The scales are off. The movie's just a gigantic big explosion, and it looks like it's going to go down the pooper. Why? From this trailer alone, I don't see a really constructive story, number one. I don't care what anybody says that, oh, well, it's only a 1-minute teaser. Yes, the action looks great. That's wonderful. I just don't know. I mean, we had the 4th Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle movie, TMNT, the movie, and that was completely all 3D. This is a live-action movie with CGI. Now, the 90s movies used puppets or full body suits. So, they were believable. They were physically there. This is a physical movie, but the turtles are completely computer-generated. 100%. That's different. I will say that, but then again, we are in the 21st century now, and puppets kind of are less believable compared to the computer-generated. I get that. I understand. I just don't like the models. I don't like the scale of the turtles, and in my gut, I know everybody says you can't judge the movie by this trailer. You can't say it's going to suck already. In my heart of hearts, I feel like, and if I'm wrong, I swear to you guys, I will be the first one to come on this podcast and say, guys, the movie, I was wrong. It was great. Amazing. Who cares about the nose? Who cares about the lips? But in my heart of hearts, in my gut, this movie does not look like it's going to be good. I see it coming into the theaters. It's going to get that fan base, the fan base of the Turtles, people like me who love the Turtles, who have almost everything Turtles, from the comics to the movies to the cartoon to the Funko figures and everything. We're going to go and we're going to pay for this movie on opening night. Opening day is going to be humongous. It's going to be gigantically huge. It's going to be bigger than what happened in the 90s when they first did the live action movie. And then, after opening day, the reviews are going to start coming out. And that's where people are going to start watching the reviews before they watch the movie. And I want to see if, let's say a week or two later, after that gigantic opening day, because it's going to have a gigantic opening day. Let's be honest, people. It's going to be big. But after that opening day, I want to know what that star rating for that movie is going to be. Because, you know, movies stay in movie theaters for more than just 1 week, everybody. It's going to be in the movies for at least a month, 2 months, 3 months, 4 months, 5 months. It depends on how well or how bad it does. And I'm not going to talk about the DVD because everybody's like, well, what about when it comes out on DVD? There's going to be special this, special that, cut scenes that they didn't put in the movie that they're going to put in the extended cut. Listen, I'm talking about the movie. Let's focus on it in the movie theaters first. That's going to determine how the length of it being in the theater, and the star ranking is going to be basically how people felt after watching the movie after opening day. What I want to see, or what I don't care about opening day. I want to see weeks later if people are still raving about the movie, that it's amazing, that everybody must see it. Like what happened with Man of Steel. Everybody was hesitant. Everybody then went to see Man of Steel, and it was amazing, spectacular. Everybody loved it. There was that one scene that caused controversy with a lot of people. So either you loved the movie, you hated the movie. I didn't see too many people in the middle. I'm one of those people that's kind of in the middle. But again, I haven't seen the movie fully yet, so I can't give you a full judgment on that. Beside the point, though, we're not talking about Man of Steel. With the Turtles, I just don't feel it. With Man of Steel, I felt it was up in the air. It could be good. It could be bad. I don't know. I thought Henry Cavill looked, convincing as Man of Steel. In this case, I'm looking at this. I'm looking at it as a fan of the Turtles for years, and I'm not seeing enough positive to say that I see this movie being constructively good. Michael Bay did Transformers. Hooray. Congratulations, Michael Bay. Either people loved the movie or they hated it. Megan Fox was in all those movies almost too. But beside the point, it's not about Megan Fox. It's not about Michael Bay. At first it was. When I heard Michael Bay was doing the Turtle movie, I was one of those people that got down on his knees and went, no! But beside the point, looking over that, this movie is not being directed by him. It's being produced by him, which is just as bad in my opinion. But beside the point, it just does not look good. I don't even, with Godzilla, with the trailer for Godzilla, the teaser trailer, I understood what to expect from the Godzilla movie. And it's basically a Godzilla movie. And you could see what the main plot of the story, or what the main idea of the story is. Godzilla, he's attacking Los Angeles. They're going to have to stop him. Okay, with the Turtles, I got nothing. I got the Empire State Building's blowing up. A white guy is going to be dressing up like Shredder. No Splinter. The Turtles are there. Megan Fox faints when Michelangelo takes his mask off, and he's like, look, I'm just a normal mutant turtle, It's just a mask, and yeah. That was a funny scene, by the way. But that's it. And a lot of explosions, and bang, boom, bang. The Foot Clan, possibly. And a turtle shell into a truck. That's it. That's all we got. I couldn't even, as a person who has a vivid imagination, I couldn't, through those clips, make up. I could, but then that would be my movie. Not the movie they're trying to sell us, but I couldn't get what they were going to try to portray with this movie. I mean, obviously they're going to bring the Shredder out. I mean, that's the main point of this movie, is the whole Shredder thing. But look at any character model, guys. These do not look like the traditional Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. I don't care if Kevin Eastman's behind them. I don't care if Peter Laird is involved in the movie. I don't give a crap if Stan Lee makes a cameo in this movie. Look, this is Kevin Eastman and Peter Laird's creation. Like, they were the ones that invented the Turtles back in the 80s. I don't care that they're back in this movie. I'm very happy that they're backing. I mean, they have to. This is their baby. This is their child. So if I saw my creation was going to be made into a movie, bad, good, produced by Michael Bay or not, I'm going to say, I'm putting my faith in it, because I want that out. I mean, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles haven't had a movie, like a legitimate live-action movie, since Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles number 3, and we don't want to talk about Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles number 3. I found it interesting, but that was definitely not the best movie out there. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 1 and 2 were the best ones, and that was back in the early and mid-90s. We have not had a movie from the Turtles in a very long time. So obviously, the creators aren't going to talk against the movie because they're going to want this to happen. They want the Turtles to get popular, and Nickelodeon's produced a really good show on TV. I will say that. However, the show on Nickelodeon, man, I'll tell you guys one thing. It's definitely not for kids. This Turtle show is definitely for older, like teenage viewers, because there's some really dark stuff in that in that cartoon sometimes. I'm talking about the squirrel scene. For those of you that watch the Nickelodeon Turtle show, you know what I mean when I say the turtle scene, the squirrel scene. But that's beside the point. Again, I'm sidetracking. The movie doesn't look promising. If the movie comes out in August and I was to hear this is a 1-star or 2-star movie, I would not be shocked. I honestly would not be shocked. If Man of Steel came out and it got 1 or 2 stars, I would have been shocked. This will not shock me if it gets 1 or 2 stars. It doesn't look like it's going to have a solid story. It looks like it's just going to throw a bunch of action in. The Turtles, Megan Fox, and some guy dressed up like Shredder. And Splinter, voiced by Tony Shalhoub. Again. Yeah. That's your movie. That's the Turtles. That's what everybody's telling me. Chris, you can't judge it yet. It's just a trailer. It's just this. It's just that. I can't? Guess what? I just did. And I'm judging it that this movie is going to fail. Am I God? No. I'm possibly wrong. It's a 50-50 chance. I don't even care who's on the movie. It's a toss-up in the sky. But I'll tell you one thing. I looked at the Godzilla trailer and I didn't feel the same way. I looked at the Batman Arkham Assault, which we'll get into that, and I didn't feel the same way. It's amazing that I only felt this way towards the Turtles. And no, it's not because I'm a diehard fan and everything must be exactly like the comics. Because the comics have even changed. The cartoon was a wacky, crazy, all over the place cartoon. I don't even want it like the cartoon. There's no way you could replicate the cartoons. There's no way. None of the TV series. And I'm not looking for it to be exactly spot on to the movie or exactly spot on to the comic books in the 80s, in the year 2012 or 11 when this comic series just started. No, I'm not looking for it to be completely and utterly comic or TV series accurate. I'm at least looking for something that feels like the Turtles. And with the way the Turtles look, just the model of them, this doesn't feel like Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. It feels like Ninja Turtles. And if you look at the title, Teenage Mutant is nice and shrunk because everybody was freaking out when they said the title was going to be Ninja Turtles. And Ninja Turtles is the big word. So guess what? In a way, they got what they wanted. Ninja Turtles is still the big part of the title. They just stuck Teenage Mutant at the top so nobody would freak out that they didn't use the entire title. I would have rather they used Ninja Turtles. This way, people could have written it off that, yeah, it's related to the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, but this was a side story, a different universe. Now, I understand movies are movies. Nothing is accurate to its creation. Turtles, Batman, Superman, nothing is going to be a carbon copy of what it was originally, the original creation. Superman's been incarnated so many times, reincarnated. The Turtles have been through the 90s, the 80s, then the 90s, then the year 2000. We had Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, the cartoon, TMNT. We now have Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles from Nickelodeon. I mean, it's gone through the motions. The Turtles have gone through the motions. They went from being created in 1986, black and white, comic book where all the Turtles wore red bandanas, even though it was in black and white. The cover showed that they were all wearing red bandanas, to when the cartoon came out, it was red, blue, purple, and orange, to the movie where, guys, even in the movies, the full bodysuits changed all 3 times, and then we had that live action TV series, which we will not talk about, and nor will we talk about the tour for the Turtles, all the music and stuff that was involved with the Turtles. We're not going to get into that. It's just, in general, this movie feels like it's its own entity, so it should have its own title. This way we don't have to, or we're not forced to, associate it with the comics, the cartoons, and the other movies, which were spectacular. Now, I understand it's not going to be a part of the original movie universe. It's going to be its own universe. And that's great. Thank you, God. This universe is not looking good. I don't know. Maybe it's just me. I've heard a lot of people hate on it. A lot of people loved it. I've seen very few people in between. It's either you love it or you hate it. And I'm one of those people that's swaying more towards hate it. But again, do I want to see more first? Yes. Am I going to be somebody who's not like completely full of myself and say, yeah, I was right, I don't care what everybody says? No. If I'm wrong, all of you people know me well enough to know I will own up to being wrong. I will say, yes, I was wrong. The movie was spectacular. I'm glad I was wrong because it's the Turtles. So in a way, I'm hoping in a way I'm wrong. I really am. I really do hope that I'm wrong. But do I think I'm wrong? No. I think that I'm pretty much right. But can't judge that 100% until the movie comes out. For me, looks like a fail. Is it 100%? No. I don't know yet. I will let you guys know. And if it is, I'll say I told you so. If it isn't, I'll be the first one to say, guys, spectacular movie. Get your butts to the theater and watch it ASAP. Especially because in August, I know I'm going to have the free time to go to the movie theater and check this movie out. So don't you guys worry. I will definitely, somehow, some way, see this movie during the first couple of months or the first couple of weeks that it's out, and I will definitely have a review for you guys. Regardless of what everybody else says. So don't worry. You will get my opinion on the movie 100% after I see it. And that's really, I don't want to waste too much time on this, but that's my opinion on the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle movie from what we got in the trailer. When we get more trailers, I'll add a little bit more insight if I feel it pushing more towards this could be good, or if I feel it's pushing more towards this movie's really going to be garbage. But for now, that's it. Let's talk about some other stuff. The third weekly series was actually announced the day I actually posted episode 1 of It's a Podcast. And the third weekly series is going to be World's End, an Earth 2 52-issue maxi series. Basically, Earth 2, right now, during Earth 2, we have evil Superman, who is now I don't know how you would say, he is working for Darkseid, and he wants to convert Earth 2 into the new apocalypse. And he's evil now. And then we have Val Zod, who we were introduced to a couple issues back, who's destined, because we saw it in the Solicits for future book, and we also saw it in the poster for this story arc. He is destined to become the world's next Superman. And the events that happen in Earth 2 are going to lead into World's End, which, to my understanding, is also connected to Future's End. And yeah, so what my prediction is with this, and I'm hoping I'm a little bit wrong here, is basically Earth 2 is going to be destroyed, and somehow the JSA is going to end up on the regular DC Universe Earth, and they're going to become the JSA. That's when they're going to make their name. I don't know about Val Zod, though. I don't think we're going to get another Superman in the main DC Universe or on Earth 1, but I could be wrong, and I have no idea what Future's End is going to even entail, like what the whole point of it is, because it's a 52-issue maxi series. I mean, we're not going to find out until towards the end of the series, if not, whenever this big event's going to happen in September with Future's End. We'll talk about that during the Solicits also. But I'll be getting this series. I'm going to be getting Batman Eternal and World's End. Michael is actually going to be picking up Future's End, and we're both going to be reading Future's End. I'm going to be reading all 3. Mike's going to be reading just 1. I think he might try World's End, but I doubt it. I know Mike's not reading Batman Eternal at all. He's not into that series or Batman. But as far as World's End, I think that if he's reading World's End, that Future's End, he's definitely going to want to be checking out World's End also. So, I don't know. I'll be getting it. Earth 2, if you have not been reading it, Tom Taylor brought that series up. It was really low. I remember when I first started reading Earth 2, I was like, this series definitely doesn't have too much promise. I didn't like it. I felt it was eh. And they killed Superman and Wonder Woman and Batman off all basically in the first issue. And then we got a new Batman who was the father of Batman, who didn't see that coming. And then we have Superman, who is now brainwashed to be a hound of Darkseid. And yeah, it's just it's really good though. It really picked up. the introduction of Val Zod, the introduction of Bruce's dad being Batman, even though it was kind of spoiled thanks to the toys, which kind of was weird. But beside the point, the series has picked up a lot since the beginning of the series. And when the series started, it was the humongous controversy that Alan Scott was gay. Thank you, God. Tom Taylor is not really, playing off that. If you didn't read that article and you just jumped in on the book, I mean, you would see that he was gay, but it wouldn't even, they over publicized that Alan Scott was gay, just like they over publicized about Simon Baz, and then they hardly used Simon. They used Simon Baz for one story arc, and then Simon Baz kind of disappeared for the past like half a year, if not longer. With Alan Scott, ironically, he disappeared for a little while in Earth 2 also. So the big gimmicks that got in the newspaper, yeah, they didn't basically matter because they made both characters disappear for a time. Whatever. Gimmick aside, or Alan Scott being gay aside, the story itself is spectacular. Tom Taylor's doing an amazing job, and I'm excited for World's End. Tom Taylor's going to be obviously involved in World's End. Will Earth 2 end when World's End begins in October? Most likely. I would think that it would be smart to end it, because what are you going to have? Earth 2 plus World's End? They're going to collide with each other a little bit, unless Earth 2 will be an extension. But that's 52 issues plus another, 12 issues to Earth 2? I don't think they would go that far, but then again, this is DC Comics, and who knows, because we're getting 3. This is the first time in history, everybody, that DC Comics has released 3 weekly series at the exact same time. They never went beyond 1. We had 52. When 52 was over, right away we got Countdown. When Countdown was over, there was a little break, and then we got Trinity. And that was it. We didn't get Countdown, 52, and Trinity all in the same year. By October, we will all be buying 3 weekly series. And then by this time next year, in April, we will be finishing off the first of the 3 weekly series. In May, we'll be finishing off the second. And then we'll have to wait all the way till the end of the year again to finish the third. Now, I don't care. That's fine. And I know in September, the weekly series are taking a break, I believe. That's what I'm being told. So that's a good thing also. So at least for 1 month, you kind of get that little relaxation. But then again, you don't, because there's the 3D covers. There's the 52, issues. Every single title is getting a 3D Futures End cover. Plus, we don't know if anything else is going to be introduced in August. So that might be getting a 3D cover. You can get it in 3D or 2D. They already advanced solicited the comics for Futures End in the July solicits, so they can get a rough idea of how many people are going to be buying the 3D covers. DC, do you really, really need to advance solicit? Everybody wants the 3D covers. Only people who don't care about all the 3D covers are going to buy the 2D covers. Just solicit the 3D covers more than the 2D. If you're going to allocate anything, allocate the 2D covers and just be done with it. Everybody is going to want the 3D covers. They went crazy. People went crazy for the Forever Evil, for the Villains Month books. They were going crazy. I went to New York Comic Con and there were vendors selling certain issues for $40, $50. That Joker's Daughter, I'm glad that I didn't buy it because it was a horrible issue anyway, but that 3D cover was going for some big money until the last day when basically the cover tanked, and then people were selling it for like $10, $15, maybe $20. I think I saw max. But beside the point, we got the second printings a couple of months ago. Now the first printings don't matter even more because now there's enough to go around for everybody. But I don't know. I'm looking forward, going back to the main thing. World's End definitely has promise for me. I'm definitely looking forward to this series. I'm looking forward to continuing Batman Eternal. Batman Eternal's first 2 issues were powerfully strong. I didn't read issue 3 yet to give you guys my opinion on issue 3, but really strong. I don't know what to think about Future's End yet. I'm just going to have to wait and see, and I'll let you guys know. Might take a couple of issues before I can give you guys full, definitive, my opinion on it, but again, Mike's going to be reviewing that, so maybe I'll have Mike on to talk about Future's End at some point. But for now, that's it. And then right before we go into the comic spotlight, I do want to talk about the Batman Arkham Assault Batman Assault on Arkham trailer. It was released at the beginning of this week, and oh my god, I loved Son of Batman. I did an advanced review for those of you guys that didn't check it out. It's on my channel. I did it last week, I believe, with Brant. We gave an advanced review. We left out a lot of stuff because, again, it's an advanced review, but that movie was great. If you guys are still questioning whether to get that movie or not, I know a few people said it was plain because a few other people obviously got advanced copies. But in my opinion, I thought it was really strong, and I would definitely recommend it. Now, with Batman Assault on Arkham, that teaser trailer basically showed Batman is going to be teaming up with Suicide Squad. You got the original voices from the Bruce Timm Batman in this movie. That's already a double plus. You've got really good animation. That's a triple plus. And the movie looks really action-packed and really nice. So from that trailer alone, I could say, especially after Son of Batman, this movie looks awesome, and I will definitely be picking it up when it comes out in the fall this year. I believe it's coming out in the early fall or maybe the late summer, but whenever it comes out, I will definitely 100% be getting Batman Assault on Arkham. Looks really good. Love that it's the Joker as the the antagonist. You got Harley Quinn. You've got the new 52 basic Suicide Squad, and Amanda Waller isn't that thin, twiggy, person you want to slap around from the comics. She's back to being that woman from like the WB animated era, and I love that. And it's the same woman that voiced her in the Justice League series. That's another plus. It's just I'm really eager to get a chance to watch when this movie comes out, to watch it, because it looks really, really good. I mean, I had my doubts with Son of Batman, and I was surprised. This movie, I'd be surprised if I'm saying the opposite about it, that it was horrible, because from what I saw in that trailer, that movie looks boss. I just can't wait to have a chance to watch it. All right, so let's switch into gears now and go into the main part of this podcast, which is the comics. I have 3 spotlights this week, and all 3 come from the big 2. 2 of them are, well, one is debatable, one is a high pick, and one is a low pick. Let's start with the low pick. Ultimate FF #1. What the heck are they doing in the Ultimate Universe? I understand that everything was supposed to end, with Galactus, and all that. But, I mean, really, so far, since the Ultimate Universe restarted for the 3rd or 4th time now, I think Galactus really did a lot of damage, because FF, the artwork was horrible, the story was boring, and why is Iron Man in purple and silver? I don't even know why I picked this issue up, and to be honest, I will definitely not be picking up again when issue 2 comes out. I think I will sooner be picking up Ultimates #2 before I pick Ultimate FF #2 up. Definitely not something on my enjoyment list from last week. Did not like it at all. At best, I would say it is a 2 out of 5 stars, and that's being generous. Definitely not my kind of story, and it didn't feel like FF or Future or Fantastic Four at all. It had no feel to it at all, and the ending where Doctor Doom shows up and he's going to join the FF, that was basically you could have seen that coming a mile away, especially because in the FF book, in the mainstream Marvel universe, Doctor Doom joined them too. So, I guess. Not my type of book, though. Okay, so that's the big book. Let's talk about a good book. Sinestro from DC Comics, issue #1. Oh my god. Green Lantern has been on a downward spiral since Jeff Johns left the book. I have already dropped Green Lantern New Guardians. Red Lanterns have been good, but now it's kind of getting to that, not stale factor, but now they've got Supergirl in there, and we all know how wonderful a character Supergirl is, whining, bitching, and complaining about everything. So Red Lanterns are about to go into a civil war with Guy Gardner and his Red Lanterns versus Atrocitus and his Red Lanterns. So, Sinestro, where does he fit into all this? Well, he doesn't fit into any of this. He's not coinciding with anything in the Green Lantern or the Red Lantern story arcs. Also, Larfleeze is ending. I just want to throw that out there. Larfleeze, the Orange Lantern, yeah, that series is ending in about a month or two. So that's another Lantern series that failed. Sinestro has his own story. There is a connection to Green Lantern Corps. When Arkillo kidnaps Saronic. Let's not go too far ahead. So Sinestro's in his own self-made exile. He's abandoned, or he's forsaken Parallax. He's given up on being a Yellow Lantern or Green Lantern, everything. He just is basically a monk, and he's waiting to die. Enter Lisa Dark, who is telling Sinestro he needs to come back. She tries using several methods. She talks about the Corps, how Arkillo's running it, how things are going bad. And then when she mentions about his people from Kurigar, and I'm probably saying the name wrong, and I apologize, that's what kind of snaps him out of it, and he kind of jumps back into Sinestro Corps gear, so to speak, and jumps into his Yellow Lantern uniform again. And I thought that was a good way to lead him back. And then, of course, he goes back to the Yellow Lantern Corps, and he doesn't even... Arkillo, when he sees him, he's basically... Sinestro doesn't even look at Arkillo until he mentions who his prisoner was, and that's Sinestro's daughter, Saronic. And I was like, whoa. Next issue is going to be interesting. And actually, in the Solicits, which me and Brant will be talking about in a little bit, well, I don't want to give it away. We'll talk about it in the Solicits, but the Sinestro issue 4 book for July looks really, really good, and you guys will find out why when we get to that book in the Solicits. But Sinestro, I would highly recommend 100%. If you like the old Lantern books, this book was definitely really good. I would definitely give it a 4.5 to 5 stars. I'll say 4.5 because it was a good intro, but we need more before we can make a definitive on the series itself. But this was definitely a solid 4.5 stars. One of the best books out of this week. Which then leads us into the last book I want to spotlight, and that is the final issue of Superior Spider-Man. Superior Spider-Man issue number 31. This was a mix. It had its very good moments, and then it had its moments of, really, we're going to go down that road. The really moments were when Peter Parker came face to face with the Avengers, and Miguel O'Hara, and he's like, oh, I was mind controlled, Doc Ock was in my body, and it's like, and I love how Miguel's like, oh, that's crazy enough to be true, so I believe you. Let's team up and beat the Green Goblin. And with the Avengers, he's like, once an Avenger, always an Avenger, right? And so he's back. So Spider-Man's basically back on the Avengers now. As far as Peter Parker's life, however, that life's upside down. But we'll get into that because there were actually 2 parts to this book. There was the action and then the consequences. So now it's Spider-Man versus the Green Goblin. And I love how the first moments he's with the Green Goblin, he cracks a joke at the Green Goblin, and he sees that Otto's not in Spider-Man's body anymore. And Norman's like, it's you. And he's like, who else would it be? Of course it's me. And that's when it really gets interesting. There is the Green Goblin, spoiler alert, is Norman, but there's a twist to it. A huge, huge twist. And I'm not going to spoil that. But a lot of this, I believe, is playing into what we're going to be seeing in Amazing Spider-Man and Spider-Man 2099. Norman Osborn escapes thanks to Liz Allen, who claims she slipped up, and Spider-Man kind of believes her, but then he starts to think, he's like, I'm going to have to keep an eye on Liz Allen and Alchemax and Little Normie. There's something wrong there. So I think that's playing into Amazing Spider-Man. Also, Spidey 2099 says Alchemax is here now. This is what's going to destroy New York in the future. So that, I think, is going to play a huge role in the Spider-Man 2099 book. We got Spideyverse that's coming also, so that might play a part. Who knows? And then you have Norman, who has escaped, so that might play into Amazing Spider-Man. And then we get into Consequences, which is basically Mary Jane and Carly telling Pete, not at the same time. First, Mary Jane's like, Pete tries to explain to her, my mind was taken over, and she's like, look, that's great and all, but you know what? It doesn't matter anymore. it's too crazy, too much. I've had enough. I need to live my life, and I can't be consumed by yours. So it's best that we are the way we are, and that's it. And Pete understands that, and he actually agrees to it. Sorry, taking a drink there. Carly ends up leaving. She leaves New York, so basically that's Dan Slott's way of saying bye-bye, Carly. So we won't be seeing Carly anymore. She's leaving because she still has remnants of the Goblin Serum, or a what was the word? Basically a side effect. She's cured, but still there's pieces of it in her. So she's still going to be looking for the full cure, but she's leaving. So she leaves. MJ's is done with Pete. So that kind of leaves that down for now. I mean, there's always that opening for MJ. There was a mention of Gwen Stacy, by the way, also in the MJ Carly discussion scene. Pete is now coming into Parker Industries. He swears to Aunt May that he's not going to be involved with Spider-Man anymore because Aunt May thinks, it's all because of Spider-Man, yada yada. But she understands in a way. The biggest shocker for everybody is J. Jonah Jameson resigns, but we all kind of felt that was going to happen since the blackmail. So I kind of felt that was going to happen. So J. Jonah Jameson's going back to the Bugle. There's going to be a different mayor. Spider-Man's life basically is fine. See, at the end of this book, I feel like everything Spider-Man, nothing's changed. He's still an Avenger. His status in the Marvel Universe is basically the same, maybe a little lower than what it was before, but it's basically still the same. And instead of Horizon Labs, he now has Parker Industries. Now, Peter Parker's life has taken a dramatic blow and is dramatically different. First of all, MJ is a distant friend now. Carly is gone. We have the Anna Marie situation, which will play into Amazing Spider-Man, I'm sure, because when Spider-Man saved Anna Marie, she was saying, Pete's such a wonderful person, yada, yada, yada. Pete doesn't even realize that Doc Ock and her were boyfriend and girlfriend when Doc Ock was in his body. So, you got that. He has Parker Industries. He has Mary Jane now in that situation where he's basically alone. He's got Aunt May. He's got... His entire life is completely different now. And I hope they do play on the whole fact that Pete finds out that he now has a doctorate, so he's Professor Parker now, and not just master's degree Parker, regular Parker. It's going to be interesting to see how Pete comes into his life as Peter Parker, but as Spider-Man, essentially, nothing has changed. His status has stayed the same. It's Peter Parker's life that's taken a dramatic blow thanks to the Superior Spider-Man series, and I'm going to be very interested during Amazing Spider-Man to see how Pete copes with all of the changes in his life and with the consequences to what he's done as him, as Superior Spider-Man for that year. And there actually is going to be there is one consequence coming towards Spider-Man very soon, and that is Black Cat. I did see there was a solicit about Black Cat coming back, so it's going to be very interesting to see what happens when Black Cat comes face to face with Spider-Man again. I don't think he's going to be able to say, "Hey, it wasn't me and my body," and be able to kind of talk Felicia Hardy out from wanting to rip his throat out. So that's going to be an interesting consequence for Spider-Man. But other than that, I really don't see too much. And Alchemax and New York and everything. There's a lot of stuff that I cannot wait to read in Amazing Spider-Man. Amazing Spider-Man is actually coming out on April 30th. We'll talk about that in the rundown. I'm really looking forward to that with tons of different covers. The cover I got was the J. Scott Campbell Midtown variant cover, the 1 of 2, not the 1 of 3. There's a 1 of 2, which is only for Superior Spider-Man 31 and Amazing Spider-Man 1. And then there's a 1 of 3, which connects those two books plus Amazing Spider-Man 0.1. And I believe that's a little bit more money for those variant covers as well. I'm not looking to go overboard with variant covers, so I'm very happy with the cover I got for Superior. I'm very happy with the connecting cover that I'm going to get with Amazing. And I think Michael wanted to get 1 or 2 of the covers for Superior. I know for Amazing, and I know that Dan Slott's going to be doing a signing in Midtown. Unfortunately, I think I'm working that day, so I won't be getting it. At least not in person. Maybe through the website I might get it, but that's, of course, luck permitting. And that's basically it for the spotlight. So with that, I'm now going to turn it over to Brant and Chuck Moore with the Zone 4 segment this week, and they will be actually talking about C2E2. Chuck will be going to C2E2, so he's going to be giving his insight on C2E2. And then also they're going to be talking a little bit about things to come in the next Zone 4 episode. So stay tuned, and me and Brant will be right back. You're going to be hearing Brant and Chuck right now, and then after them, me and Brant will come back, and we will be doing the DC and Marvel Solicits, and then the rundown, and then we'll end the show. So take it away, Brant and Chuck, with this week's Zone 4 segment.
And welcome back to the Zone. I'm Brant Fowler.
And surprisingly, I'm Chuck Moore. How's it going, man?
Doing all right. How you doing, man?
Oh, good. Taking a little vacation from the related recap, getting over here on the Zone a little.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yep.
Always good to have you, man.
Yeah, I'm glad too.
Yeah.
But promo and Zone everywhere with all the other shows a little. So.
Yeah, nice. Yeah. Awesome.
Yep.
Very cool. And glad to have you back on the recap, by the way.
Yeah, it's fun, man. I'm enjoying it. I actually got a schedule figured out now where I'm doing like a commentary, then 2 weeks of interviews, then commentary. I'm going to kind of do that for the foreseeable future. So,
nice.
Yeah.
I was noticing when you announced that you were coming back to the recap, a bunch of our local friends were like, "Yes, all right." And I was like, "Wow, man, me and Chris didn't suck that bad." No, I'm joking. No, actually, it is good. I mean, you started the whole thing, and it was a totally different vibe. So, I think we're all glad to see it come back in that format. So.
It took me 2 years after 300 episodes, and now I'm enthused about it again. So at least hopefully I get another 300 in before I get burned out and have to take 2 years off again. So
either way, we'll keep it alive somehow.
Yeah, I was really enthused too, just going to my first show after, I forget which one it was, but just the amount of people coming up and like mentioning it and talking about it. I was surprised. I didn't realize that. Anyway, so I was honored.
No, that's really cool.
Yeah, so we're off to C2E2.
Yeah, C2E2 this weekend, April 25th through the 27th.
Yes.
And, we've been talking about this on the regular Zone 4 show for the past several weeks. Comic Related has been at every single C2E2 since it started.
Oh.
We always have our big 3-table spread that they nicely hook us up with.
Yeah. Yeah, it's the only show I can say I've been at every show since it started. So there's no other one. Wait, did I make? Yeah, except Derby. Actually, the 2 years I didn't own it, I still made it to both years of that show. So I guess yes. I guess I said about Derby too. It's kind of a gimme though, I guess. So.
Well, now it is. Yeah. But I've only been to the one C2E2. I think was it the first one that I went to?
I think it was the first one.
Yeah,
I think it was. Yeah.
Yeah. So I mean that was a blast. I'm sure it's gotten even better over the years.
Yeah, you were at the year where it was in the really cool hall with the nice vaulted ceilings and the lighting. Yeah, they went away from there to a different hall at the McCormick Center, and they moved back like last year. I just love it's one of my favorite halls. It has that big centerpiece in the middle with the elevated food court and everything. It's just a cool place. Hopefully that's where the show actually is this year. I haven't really looked, but I think it is. So.
Yeah, I haven't really paid attention to that either.
Yeah,
but I think when I was there, I was actually set up with Haven.
Yeah, you were. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, was that Indie Island thing they had?
Yeah, the Indie Island thing.
Yeah,
and you guys, I think I spent more time at your guys' table, at Comic Related's our table, and wasn't your guys' table.
Exactly. Own it, brother. Own it.
I know. I think I spent more time at our table than I actually did at my own. But
yeah.
It was fun. It was a good time, though.
That was a fun time. Yeah.
I miss it.
I bet.
Out there.
A lot of people miss you. I think the last email I saw from Decapitated Dan about C2E2 is we got to. I think it was drag Brant's butt up here soon. So lots of people missing you, bro.
Yes, and just a tiny little sidetrack. When Dan announced that he wasn't going to be doing DanCon anymore, I was like, oh man, I promised I would make it to one of those. I never made it. I felt really bad about that, but oh well, I'll see him at C2E2 one year.
Absolutely. And we will be at tables in Artist Alley, tables D1 through D3.
Yeah, absolutely.
Uh-huh.
And there's going to be all kinds of signings and everything going on.
Man, this is just a crazy, complex, wonderful year for the CR tables. Nikki Forte, who is friends with BJ, well known in the Dayton area, does a lot of the kind of con circuit in that area. She is a professional photographer, and she's going to be setting up a backdrop behind one of our tables and inviting cosplayers to come over and basically get professionally photographed throughout the weekend. And I think she's going to drop in some CR banners and logos and things with those photos when she releases them back out. So we got a pro photographer, of course. Decapitated Dan is going to be there. He has lined up just an army of signings. We have signings between 3 to 5 signings each day of the show. Friday it's Ivan James, Douglas Pasquez, my God, I stumbled over it. Pasquez, he's going to be there on Friday. Craig Parton will be there on Friday, and then Saturday we got just a host of people. I'm not going to go through all the names. There's a story on Comic Related that'll sum it all up. We've got what it looks like 2, 4, 6, 8, 9 different creators doing signings over the course of the weekend at the table. Yeah, we've also got, he's arranged for some great show exclusives for us. In honor of CR and Derby City. He's got a Blackjack cover that's going to be a exclusive. It's a sketch cover. And then one in honor of another one of the creators, The Beyond, which is going to be kind of helping the Ghastly Awards. It's going to be taking place there. So these sketch covers are going to be done with the creators on sale, of course, through the Comic Related table. And he's just been coordinating all this at like the speed of light. So
that's awesome.
Yeah, so I think he's going to be also heavily representing a Monsters and Metal podcast there. I think he's going to have a banner popped up, all the CR stuff. We're going to be talking about Derby with fans. There is so much going on at the table this year. And, of course, with the return of the recap, I'm going to try and get some audio while I'm there.
Yes.
So basically, it's going to be like 4 of us manning the table. Amy couldn't make it, and John had to back out because of his recent surgery. So Jenny, myself, Nikki, and Dan are going to be the 4 manning and she-manning the table, or femaling the table, or whatever the gender-appropriate terminology is there.
Exactly.
And the Mini-Tonics will be with us. So.
Cool. And I know Gordon Domowski will be there, too.
Yeah, Gordon will be there. I think Chuck Kennedy may even be passing by at some point. I guarantee Big Don will be swinging by.
Oh, yeah.
There's a lot of people who will kind of be, and I know Gordon has commitments with the Chicago Nerds and different people that kind of pull him away, but he's usually around the table a chunk of the day. But I think the core 4 will be there, the Fantastic 4 for this show.
Nice. I wish I could be there this year. I really wanted to. I know John.
Wish you could too, man.
I know John really wanted to too. But
yeah, John was really, really pained, not just because of the surgery, not making it. He will be missed. That's for certain.
Yeah. So he will actually be on this week's Zone 4.
Oh, cool.
So, yeah.
Nice.
So I can keep him a little bit entertained. I can feel a little bit better, I guess.
Oh man, when you guys recording that show?
Tomorrow night, Thursday night.
Yeah, Thursday. Okay, cool. I was gonna say, if I was on the show floor, you could like dial me in for a second, and I could like give you a live from the show floor update. But I'm not gonna get over the show floor until Friday. So
that's a thought. We could do a late broadcast.
I'm not gonna be over there until Friday morning because we're gonna be driving up the whole day tomorrow.
Right.
Yeah.
That's a possibility, though. Maybe we can push it to Friday. We'll see.
Well, yeah. I'm just tossing it out there. I got a phone as long as I get reception,
So, anything else going on at C2E2 we need to mention, or is that?
I'm just excited to be talking to everybody. It's been a while since. Well, it's been basically since C2E2 last year that I was kind of on what I would call a national level convention. There's I love the smaller conventions and the more regional ones like my own. But the C2E2s, the New York Comic Cons, the San Diego Comic Cons, those Those are huge, and C2E2 isn't quite on that level, but it is bigger than some of the regional shows. So I get to see a lot of people I don't get to see, and I think I'm really excited about getting out and doing that. I mean, for just plain finding books, I love shows like C2E2. I mean, like Space and stuff, but C2E2 is just great for seeing all of mainstream comics on display.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, it's great. It's great. I'm quite psyched about it.
Yeah. Who are some of the guests this year? Do you know?
Not right off the top of my head. I've been too busy promoting come see us at the show.
Right, exactly. Yeah.
One thing I thought was kind of fun is their costume contest. They actually one of the judges from Project Runway is actually judging the costume contest.
Oh, nice.
And I mean, I do know like Stan Lee's going to be there.
Right.
Let me see.
Of course he is. Spider-Man comes out next week. So.
Yeah.
That's Amazing Spider-Man 2.
Adam Hughes, Brian Azzarello, Dan Jurgens. I mean, I get to see Jimmy Palmiotti. I always love seeing Jimmy. Gail Simone's going to be there. Eric Powell, Mark Bagley, Neil Adams, who is everywhere these days. I mean, signing at like one of my local comic shops recently. Scott Snyder, Tony Moore, just to name a few. Those are some of just the comic. Good gracious. Brian J. O. Glass. I love always seeing Brian. So many friends among the comic book community beyond just creators.
Yeah, definitely.
David Peterson, love bumping into him. Janet Lee's going to be there. Lots of cool people.
Very cool.
Yeah.
All right, so yeah, if you happen to be in the Chicago area, definitely go say hi to Chuck and everybody else that's going to be at the comic related tables. D1, D2, and D3 again.
Mm-hmm. You better believe it.
Yeah.
You will be there in force, and a good chance of actually finding me at the table. There's not a lot of chance for me to get up and hop fetch smaller crew for 3 tables. But did you see though? I mean, I know you're kind of a wrestling guy around the edges. Did you see who from the wrestling world's going to be there?
I just went on their website and saw like there was a whole list of them. I was like, wow.
The one though that I got to admit, I'll admit to geeking out a little bit. I've never seen Hulk Hogan in person. He's going to be there.
Yeah, I haven't either. That's a different one. Yeah, the other guys, I think I've seen most of them.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's crazy.
Eva Miles from Torchwood. I'm kind of psyched. I've never actually gotten to talk to her. I mean, I've gotten to hang out with other members of the Torchwood cast from time to time, but I've never actually gotten to meet her. So that'd be kind of cool.
Very cool. Yeah. And just another sidetrack. Did you see the news about the Farscape movie coming? I know you're a Farscape fan.
No, I didn't. Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah.
That's freaking awson.
Yeah, the series creator confirmed it that they have a movie in the works. So.
I mean, they kept. I was just talking with Uncommon Geek he was over at my house from the Uncommon Geek podcast that's on CR, and he was telling me that there've been a lot of rumblings, and every time they bring it up, they were getting I can't confirm or deny that. So I'm kind of glad to hear that they actually made an announcement. That's awesome.
Yeah. I think it was just yesterday, so it's very recent news. So.
Yeah, I'm in the process of trying to hook him up with one of the writers from the comic book series to get him on that show. So
oh, sweet.
Yeah. We're all one big family here.
Yeah,
and,
absolutely.
Another podcast that's well represented around CR these days that I absolutely love, which is Cinema Jaw. Those guys are going to be tabled, I think, right down from us at C2E2. So they're always there. So
very cool.
I like seeing them.
Speaking of podcasts, I mean, this is another new podcast on CR.
Yeah.
But there's another one that debuted this week, so I just want to tell everybody out there. Superhero Speak, actually, it's debuting today as we're recording this. And it's actually their 1-year anniversary episode.
Oh, cool.
that they're debuting with us on. So
that's great, man.
Yeah, and they've actually invited me on the show on a future date, so I'll be appearing on that sometime. So
cool. And Comics Alternative, another show on we're just promoting all the shows.
I know.
They're going to have like 2 episodes this week. I saw one where they're talking about the Eisner Awards and another one where they interviewed the guy behind Too Much Coffee Man or something.
Oh,
yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, they're just pouring out the shows, some quality ones I'm looking forward to hearing. So
awesome.
Yeah.
Well, I don't want to take up too much of your time. I know you're a busy man.
Have fun, man. Get back to the zone.
Absolutely. But thanks for stopping by and talking about C2E2 and comic related and everything.
Yeah. Maybe we'll phone me in at some point. We'll see. I wouldn't mind trying if we can.
Yeah, absolutely. If we can do it, yeah.
Okay. See you, bud.
All right. See you, Chuck.
Bye.
All right. Bye. All right. So big thanks to Chuck Moore for swinging by. and talking to me about C2E2 and everything. Please check out this week's episode of Zone 4. It will air on Friday as usual, but as you heard in the segment, maybe we'll try to hook up with Chuck from the show floor at C2E2 and do a later post for Zone 4, so be on the lookout for that. We'll see what happens. John, like I said, is going to be with me. I believe Chris is actually going to be with me as well, and I'm not sure who our fourth is going to be at this point, but it's going to be a fun episode, so tune in for that this Friday. And I guess that's it. Check out zone4podcast.com, and Chris, back to you.
'Cause here he comes, the amazing Spider-Man.
Thank you, Brant. Hi, Brant.
Hey, Chris. Long time no talk.
Thanks for turning it back over to me, by the way.
You're welcome. I thought you'd enjoy that. Why not?
Yeah. Okay, and we're back now, and it's Solicit Week for all the websites. So we now have
like I like to call it, Nightmare Week.
It's Brant's Nightmare Week. All the solicits he has to put up.
And they're so kind to send them an hour before they're supposed to go up. Thank you. Thank you for that. Sorry.
Next time I'll be sure to send them early, Brant.
Yeah, like a few hours would be nice.
Kidding.
Anyway.
I don't own either company, so I can't help you, sorry. But if I did, do you think DC would be as in the shape it's in right now?
No. We're not going there.
Exactly.
Oh,
we're not. I'm just saying. So we have the DC and Marvel Solicits for July 2014. We're going to start with Marvel. And looking at the Marvel Solicits, the first thing you're going to say is it's very blank and very vague.
Classified.
Because
that's the key word.
Everything is everything's classified or just blank.
Yeah.
For example, Original Sin number 5, classified. Original Sin number 6, classified. But then we get into the good stuff.
Yeah, the Original Sin tie-ins.
Right. The only tie-ins I'm looking forward to are Fantastic Four number 7, Nova 19, and I thought there was another. I know Michael's going to be looking into Deadpool 31, 32. What about you?
The ones you said. Those are the main ones, yeah.
Are you going to get like Avengers 32, 33, or you're not?
5,000 years into the future? Or no, 50. Is it 5,000 or 50,000? They're going
5,000.
Yeah, but the second one's 50,000. What the heck? They're like jumping all over time. No. I'll stick with Fantastic Four and Nova. Maybe Mighty Avengers. I don't know.
I know Mighty Avengers looked interesting to me too. All right, then skipping down, we have the Marvel licenses and authors, which is basically Disney, and that's Disney's Kingdom Figments, issue 205. I'll be getting that. Are you going to look into this one, Brad?
Yeah, definitely. It looks interesting, and it's steampunk fantasy, which is something I've kind of started. I don't know. I've seen a few different books and stuff like that are kind of in that wheelhouse, and it's Disney, so I'll give it a shot. It looks interesting. I like that cover. It's cute.
Me too. All right, then we go. I can't believe it, but the all-new Marvel now has its own category, and the first two number ones are the ones I like. What about you, Brant?
Yeah, Rocket Raccoon, of course, and I'm going to mention him later on down the road too. But obviously, he's getting a new series the month before the movie comes out, which, of course, you know. But it's Rocket Raccoon. I like Rocket. It's Scotty Young doing both the writing and the art. You can't go wrong with that. I'm excited about it. Spider-Man 2099. Peter David gives me hope. As long as it's not Dan Slott writing him.
Exactly.
But then we have a whole list of stuff. We have no idea what it is.
Yeah, well, Legendary Star-Lord, obviously, it's going to be an ongoing series possibly for Star-Lord. And Storm #1 is obviously going to be a Storm solo ongoing.
Right.
So basically every X-Men by this time next year is going to have their own solo ongoing. And then... Yeah, I agree with you. And then there's...
Yeah, go ahead, sorry. I think there's a little
go ahead.
between us. Yeah. There's a two, count them two, Deadpool miniseries coming out in July. Why?
I don't know. You want to say what they're called?
Yeah, the first one's Deadpool versus X-Force. Yay! It's a 4-issue one. Then we have Deadpool, Dracula's Gauntlet, and it's a 7-issue series.
Not getting either one.
No, I pass. Sorry.
Yeah, but then we get a bunch of books called the 100th Anniversary Special for Guardians of the Galaxy, Spider-Man, X-Men, Avengers, Fantastic Four.
And our question is... Yeah, go ahead.
Exactly. What exactly is the 100th anniversary? What's turning 100 years old?
Because Marvel isn't 100 years old, so how could any of their characters be 100 years old? As a matter of fact, all those characters that we just mentioned, the oldest one of them is what? 70? Maybe? 60?
About?
Something like that? Oh, it was 1960s when they came out, so that was what, 54, 55 years ago? Less than that. There's no way. I don't get it. I don't understand. Even
if anybody figures...
Yeah, go ahead.
I was going to say, if anybody figures it out, let us know in the comments.
Yeah, please, because I even looked back to see when Marvel was called Timely Comics, and even before that they were called something else. And even with those histories, they only went back to like 1931, which is still not 100 years. So, don't know.
Then the only other book looking down that I'm interested in is Miles Morales, The Ultimate Spider-Man #3. If there's any book before that that's into you that you're interested in, Brant, did I miss anything?
Yeah, actually, Avengers Undercover, which it's spinning off Avengers Arena, so I really enjoyed that series. And this one is it focuses on Nico from Runaways, so I'm really excited about that. And Avengers World, which I still think is a fantastic series that people need to check out. It has one issue has Cannonball and Sunspot together in a lead story, and those were two of my favorite characters from the original X-Force days. So.
Gotcha. What about Miles Morales, Ultimate Spider-Man?
That last line that you pointed out to me before we went on air about Peter Parker, that excites me. That's got me curious.
All right. For those of you that were fans of the Ultimate Universe that possibly walked away, I'm giving you the last bullet. Miles Morales comes face to face with the worst nightmare of the Ultimate Spider-Man legacy, Norman Osborn, the Green Goblin, the man who killed Peter Parker. Or did he?
Dum dum dum.
I cannot wait for this issue.
Yeah, same here. I'm very excited about it.
Now, is there anything in Marvel Heroes you're interested in?
Well, always Daredevil. I love Mark Waid's Daredevil, and this is what killed Foggy Nelson. Now that he's quote unquote dead, what's he supposed to do with his life? I'm curious to see where that whole storyline is going. Superior Foes is it's been hit and miss lately for me. So beyond that, I did want to mention. Speaking of Rocket Raccoon, there's actually another story, a one-shot, featuring both him and Groot, which is Guardians of the Galaxy, Galaxy's Most Wanted #1, which is a Rocket Raccoon and Groot story. So,
above that, Captain Marvel #5 and Daredevil 0.1. Both those interest me. I guess we're getting another Daredevil annual.
Actually, I think the Daredevil .0 0.1 is the
Digital?
the digital thing that came out in between the two series.
Ah, good, perfect. Now I'll get it digitally. Yeah,
Exactly.
48 pages. That makes sense.
Yeah.
Perfect. See, I told you guys. Just wait.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So now we can all connect it together without having to do the digital thing for it.
Mm-hmm.
And Guardians of the Galaxy, I still love that series. So
I agree. I'm just worried why the original Venom is behind them.
yeah, kind of. I got to see how that goes before I can make a judgment.
Yeah. I know Mike's going to love Thunderbolts. Punisher versus the Thunderbolts, Part 2.
Yeah.
What about Savage Hulk? What are your thoughts? Savage Hulk 2 will be out by this point.
I don't know, because I wasn't really totally excited about the announcement of the first issue. So
Yeah. New Warriors looks like it's going to be good.
yeah, they're pulled into Inhumanity. So, and oddly enough, Inhuman the series is missing completely from Solicitations.
Yep.
So is Uncanny X-Men. I don't know if you noticed that, but
Yes, it did.
yeah. So
But I don't read it, so I don't care.
yeah, I don't either. But and below that we have The Punisher, which I highly recommend people to check out. This is a fantastic series. It really surprised me because I'm not a Punisher fan.
I agree. As far as anything else, I'm jumping all the way down to X-Men, if that's good.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, all new X-Men. We're continuing the future versus the present. Wolverine and the X-Men, same thing, except it's a different future. How about that? Look at that. Ha ha ha.
Yeah.
And then Amazing X-Men.
Alpha Flight. That's interesting.
Yes. With Wendigo.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm glad. I mean, even though Nightcrawler is still in it, I'm glad that it's got its own. It's getting its own, thing going on. Cyclops, we'll see if I'm still buying at this point.
Mm-hmm.
Nightcrawler looks interesting, but I don't know. Let's see if I'll still be buying that at that point.
Yeah, Magneto, they don't have a cover for it, but the first couple of issues I read, I really enjoyed, so I'm hoping it's still good by then.
Yeah. And then
That's
X
about
Factor. Michael
Okay.
likes X Factor, and I'm not even going to get into Dupe. Dupe, I'm glad I didn't get.
it. X Factor is good, but it's not like one of these, I gotta have it. I
Right.
enjoy it, though. Yeah.
I agree.
Yeah, that's all for the regular titles, and we got collections, of course.
The one thing I like is the book in the books is the Guardians of the Galaxy art. I've seen these books so many times for other Marvel movies. They are gorgeous, but they take up a lot of space and they're pretty pricey. $50,
Yeah.
$60. So
But nice art, though. If you're a collector, that's definitely something you might want to look into. And the Deadpool versus Carnage trade paperback, if you didn't pick this up in single issues, obviously we've only read the first issue so far. Or maybe you've read the second. I don't know if the second one's even out. I'm weeks
second
behind.
one, yes, I have it.
Okay.
Came out this week.
There
Or
you
last
go.
week, I should say now.
Is it still good? Tell me
Yes.
it's good. All right.
Yes.
So, yeah.
I'm surprised you didn't see this, or didn't. Maybe you were. Spider-Man: The Complete Alien Costume Saga, Book 1, trade paperback.
Yeah, I saw that.
I
Very
think
cool.
that's interesting. That's really cool.
Runaways, the complete collection as well. All 448 pages of it.
Where? I don't see.
It's under Superior Foes.
I think I went too far down.
Yeah, I think so. It's
Oh, well, I see it. Yeah,
Yeah.
The Complete Collection, Volume 1.
yeah. So it's the original series, the good one.
And then it'll probably go into the rest.
Yeah.
I get that.
Yeah.
Better than getting single issues.
Mm-hmm. I highly recommend that first series. Yeah, definitely that first volume.
Well, the first volume was only about 18 issues, so technically
Yeah.
the whole first trade paperback is the first volume.
Exactly. Yeah.
So there you go.
Mm-hmm.
So if there's nothing else left for Marvel, I guess we could switch over to DC.
Yeah. Let's do it.
All right, and we actually start DC off with a couple of number ones
Mm-hmm.
that are going to be coming out. Namely, I'll name them, I guess, and then we'll discuss which ones we like.
Okay.
Grayson #1, which is an ongoing.
Hmm.
Robin Rises Omega issue #1, which is only a one-shot, which leads into Batman and Robin 33. New Suicide Squad #1, Teen Titans #1, Star Spangled War Stories featuring G.I. Zombie #1, and that's all the #1s. So out of all of those, what books are you looking forward to getting, Brant?
Grayson and Robin Rises Omega mainly. Teen Titans I'm kind of iffy on.
I think I'll try Teen Titans, especially because they got rid of Superboy,
Mhm.
but I didn't like the direction Raven was going.
Yeah.
So I don't know. And the new Suicide Squad, I don't think Harley's going to save the book this time. Black Manta included or not, Joker's daughter's right there. No.
Yeah. Joker's daughter kind of sours me on it. I don't care. But I don't know. I might try the first issue to see. Teen Titans, it's a new writer, so it could be better. Who knows?
Yeah, could be. So how about Justice League United or Justice League 32 and 33?
Justice League United, I haven't read the Zero issue yet, but I've heard good things. So I mean, I'm really up in the air about that. I like Adam Strange, so I want to check out this series. But until I've read one of the issues, I can't really say anything about future issues.
Agreed.
As far as Justice League, I mean, it's Justice League with Jeff Johns and Ivan Rice on art. That's a winner for me every time.
Yeah, even if Lex Luthor is kind of leading the Justice League right now.
Yeah, but it's only temporary.
Oh, of course.
What about you?
Justice League 33, the thing that stands out to me is the last sentence. Shazam unlocks a new power that will send a shockwave through the League.
Yeah. And it's also the conclusion to the Injustice League we were just talking about, so
Exactly.
could be interesting.
Moving on, we got Futures End issues 9, 10, 11, and I believe 12. Yep.
And 13.
13.
Yeah. 5-week month is July.
Right.
So yeah, I
love
don't
the
know.
Masked Superman versus Rampage.
Yeah, that does look cool. I'm really skeptical about the creative teams and specifically the writers on these books, on the Futures End books. I'm nervous. Dan Jurgens is okay. The rest of them, I don't like Gazzarello. I don't like Giffen, and Lemire's kind of hit and miss for me. So I don't know.
And
Yeah.
I love how in issue number 10, Lois Lane is questioning the Masked Superman's true identity. I don't think the Masked Superman is Superman. I think it's the Eradicator.
Could be. I mean, his costume kind of has that. Yeah, I mean, it's definitely a different version of it, but it does kind of have that symmetry, the same symmetry that the Eradicator kind of had. I would love him to actually finally show up. I've been waiting. I know you have too.
Yeah.
So
I'm eagerly waiting to see what they're going to do. Now, I'm skipping a little bit down. If I miss anything that you like, we'll go back to it. The Flash, issue 33. I'm
that's about
skeptical.
right. Yeah.
I'm skeptical. Future Flash fights Future Trickster in the present.
Yeah.
No, well, he fights Trickster, but in the present, Barry solves a murder case, but he's about to be murdered by the killer himself. Will he be fast enough to save both timelines? So, Wally's in the future, Barry's in the present.
Okay. I don't know.
I agree.
Yeah.
That's how I feel.
I haven't. I mean, obviously, the new creative team just took over this week, and neither one of us have read that issue yet. So it's kind of hard to say whether. I don't know. I know our good friend Jay really liked the issue, said they did a good job, but we know them on Green Lantern.
Right. So we gotta wait and see.
Yeah, but no, I mean, if it's got Wally in it, I'm definitely going to be picking it up. So we'll see.
Indeed. What about Secret Origin? Are you going to be getting any of those?
I'm really not even intrigued by Secret Origin. I'm so sick of Origins now. New 52, we've already had like 3 Origins for everybody. I'm done. I don't want any more.
Understood.
I know you will
understandable.
read it though, right?
I'm probably going to read a couple of issues of it at
Yeah.
least. I mean, they're $5. I
Yeah.
got to be honest. It really better be like, oh my god, this is a great series, or else I'm definitely not sticking around. Then I'll be just picking and choosing which ones matter to me and which ones don't.
Yeah. Now I will say about this issue that's coming out this in July. I mean, you got Amanda Connor and Jimmy Palmiotti doing Harley. You got Jeff Lemire with Green Arrow, Peter Tomasi with Damians. I mean, so it's it's really solid.
Yeah, this is
creators.
this would be a buy issue. This one would definitely be a buy issue.
Yeah. So even
look-
if it's sorry.
No, go ahead. Finish this one, because I wasn't talking about this one.
Oh, okay. I was just gonna say even if it's just for this issue, I'd probably pick this one up.
Same. Well, I'm getting the Superman one also,
Gotcha.
which was this week's. Look, it's Dan Didio's failed book to come.
Don't care.
Same here. Let's see, going down. Oh, another book that's ending that's gonna make everybody happy.
Yes.
Wonder Woman 33. It's the beginning of the end as writer Brian Azzarello and artist Cliff Chang kick off the astonishing finale of their epic run. Olympus must fall, and its rightful ruler must be restored. But in Diana's depraved family of demigods and gods, who can be trusted to rule with decency and justice?
I have no care whatsoever for the story. I'm just glad they're leaving the book. I might be able to read it again. Who knows? But this is like one of the longest story arcs I've ever seen. Oh my god, it would never end.
I know. 33 issues. Practically 3 years.
It's ridiculous.
And then something that's going to play into futures, to World's End, in World's Finest 25, Power Girl and Huntress make it home to Earth 2.
Wow. Very interesting.
And yes and no. I really don't care about the characters, but at least it explains why they were in that poster,
Yeah.
preview poster.
You know, both of those characters, I like those characters when they're written well, but they're really hard characters to write well.
Agreed.
So.
The Huntress mini was good when the new 52 started.
Mm-hmm.
And then Earth 2...
Oh, sorry.
Oh, sorry, go ahead.
I was just gonna say.
You go ahead.
I was just. There's a lag between us if anybody's listening and wondering why we're stumbling over each other. I was just gonna say the pre-New 52 Power Girl series by Palmiotti and Connor was really good. That's all.
I never read that.
It was good.
Gotcha. Earth 2
It was
looks
good.
really good. I got you. Aha.
Okay, go ahead.
Earth 2 looks good. Earth 2 looks good.
Why are we lagging all of a sudden? That's weird.
As I was trying to say over the lag, Earth 2 number 25 looks awesome, and it's an exercise issue and still only $2.99.
So I think I'll try out Robin Rises. Just messing with you. Like I was lagging from the past now. No, okay. I still haven't read any of Earth 2, so I can't really say. Now I'm kind of regretting it since they're doing the whole World's End thing. But
Catch up.
I know. I'll let you kick off this next one. No, I know you don't
Nope.
want to talk about it at all. I forgot.
Skipping all Superman. I don't care at all about Super Doom. If you looked at Did you look at Action Comic 33?
Doomed. Sorry.
Super Doom.
Yeah.
Super Doom.
I know. That's it. Yeah.
Yeah, it says it all.
Yeah.
And Supergirl, the funny moment there is she's already breaking the Red Lantern ring. Good job, Kara. But I don't care.
But it's shocking. They're shocking final pages, Chris.
Yeah.
Shocking, I say. Shocking.
It's so shocking that Batman Eternal 13, 14, 15, 16, and 17. Can't wait.
Yeah. Now these creative teams, I'm all on board for. So
Absolutely. They know what they're doing, and they've got it down pat, and it's only one character, so awesome.
yeah, Batman Eternal. I mean, so far what I've read, and I haven't read. I'm a couple issues behind actually, but it's been really good. So.
Well, there's only been a couple issues out, so you're basically the whole way behind.
No, there was 3 issues plus the Batman issue. So I've read the Batman issue and issue 1 of Batman Eternal.
Gotcha.
So I'm only missing 2 and 3.
Are you going to be reading Batman and Robin 33?
Because it's tying into because Robin Rises ties into it, probably, yeah. Just to see.
I think it's going to be awesome.
You think so?
Yeah. And what about, are you reading Detective now that Francis Manapul and Brian Buccellato are on it?
When did they take over? Because I haven't been.
They took over this month.
Okay. I don't know. Was it good?
Yes.
Then maybe.
Good
Maybe.
job, Brant.
Okay. I didn't realize it. Sorry.
No worries. What about Harley Quinn? Are you still going to be reading that?
Probably, because I haven't been as soured on it as you guys. I've still enjoyed every issue so far. Of course, I don't think I've read the most recent issue, which I think you guys had a problem with.
It was,
Okay. And I'm really excited about the Harley Quinn Invades Comic-Con issue.
That one looks interesting. That one I might read even if I'm not reading Harley Quinn anymore.
Yeah. That's just going to be like zany fun, I think. It's just off the wall. It's a one-shot, by the way. Obviously.
Yep.
Comes out in July, which is when Comic-Con is. So.
And then, only other book that I think that would be, if you want to mention something else, is Batwing 33 is where I'm going to be dropping the book. It looks like it's just going around in circles now.
Honestly, I think I'm already done. I don't even... it went off the rails for me, sadly, because I really liked that book before all the interruptions.
Agreed. And looking over all the Lantern books, Sinestro #4. That looks awesome.
It does. And I like Sinestro, and I'll probably read that. I like Cullen Bunn's writing, too. I'm still on board. I know you guys kind of jumped off, but I'm still on board with the main Green Lantern series.
I'll still be reading it. I'll be reading Green Lantern and Corps.
Yeah. New Guardians, I'm done. Yeah, that's over. But
yeah. No, but I'll still be reading the other two, and Red Lanterns is looking really interesting with the whole Civil War thing that's going to be going on.
Mm-hmm.
With Atrocitus and everything like that.
Right.
Then we got I don't think we're going to go through all of it, but DC released the Futures End titles early. I talked about this at the beginning of the show, just so that everybody knows what books are coming out thus far, unless it's not announced yet or it's a book that comes out in August. So it's like not the full solicits. It's just like the 3D covered ones.
Mm-hmm. Right.
So basically, let's put it this way. Any ongoing series has a Futures End one-shot, and it's in both 3D or 2D.
Yeah.
Your choice.
And then they've also added Booster Gold. So.
I didn't see.
Yeah, Booster Gold.
I didn't see.
Yeah. Booster Gold Futures
bottom?
End. No, it's at the top. It's the third one down.
I did not see that.
Yeah.
Wow. Think Booster Gold's getting his own ongoing?
That's possible.
I hope so.
Yeah, either leaping out of this or maybe it'll come in August.
I will buy the hell out of that. I love Booster Gold.
Yeah, I do too. And yeah, go ahead.
What about Digital First books?
Hold on, I'm getting there.
Okay.
Because
for me it's always Adventures of Superman and Smallville. Other than that,
okay, I'm finally there. I was just double checking the Futures End, make sure there wasn't anything else new. Yeah, nothing. Injustice here too. I'm still reading, and I'm intrigued by this and scared by it as well. Infinite Crisis: Fight for the Multiverse. Did you notice that?
That's based off the computer game.
Yeah, exactly. So I don't know. I'm curious about it. Dan Abnett is. I love his writing. He's one of the guys that did the whole uh, Cosmic Marvel thing, Annihilation, with Andy Lanning.
Yeah.
Yeah, so he's a really good writer, and I've actually lettered a book by one of the artists on it. So I'm really curious about this story.
Oh, sweet. Do you want to talk about the DC collections, the first thing on the list?
Batman, Death of the Family book, and the Joker mask set. The book, I mean, if you don't have it, definitely get the book, whether you get the mask set or not. Batman, Death of the Family is a really good story. The mask, I don't know. I haven't seen the Court of Owls one in person, so I don't know. I've heard that they're not great quality, so I'm kind of nervous about the Joker skin face thing. But it looks cool.
Yep.
It does look cool. It's $40 though.
No.
So basically, you're paying what? $25 for the mask.
Basically, and if it's a piece of garbage, I don't need it.
Yeah. So if anybody out there knows what the quality of this mask is, let us know.
Yeah. Are you reading anything from Vertigo?
By July, let's see what's still going on in July. I don't think so. Oh, the Royals Masters of War, the last issue of that comes out in July. I've really enjoyed that series so far, and the Unwritten Volume 2, I'm kind of iffy on that now. Beyond that, not really. You?
Gotcha. No, I don't read anything from Vertigo at this time.
I know.
But-
Oh, sorry.
No, what were you gonna say?
My good buddy John Wilson reads the Sandman Overture, and the third issue of that is finally coming out. It's resolicited. So
Michael covers Coffin Hill and Dead Boy Detectives. I think that's all he's reading right now.
he's not reading
Yeah, 'cause
Hinterkind.
Oh, and Hinterkind. Yeah, that too. Yeah, I was just looking at for it. Yeah.
Cool.
So now we move into the collectibles. We have for Batman 75th anniversary, another thing that Superman didn't get, a 4-figure pack set.
Mm-hmm.
It's set number 1, so apparently there'll be more. It has the first appearance of Batman, the New Frontier Batman, the Hush Batman, and Batman Arkham Origin Batman. $75.
That's what that one is. Okay.
Yeah, it's a 4-pack. Ha ha! It's $75, and it's also the 75th anniversary. Ha ha!
Yeah. Clever. You couldn't have just made it like $750. That'd been that'd been a bargain.
Yeah, that would have been great.
But no, we actually mentioned these on Hall of Toys too, and they do look really cool though. I really like the Arkham Origins one.
Me too, but I'm not buying the whole set for it. That's for sure.
No.
And then I know you liked one of the DC designer action figures.
I like the Thrasher suit Batman a lot. I love that figure. It's just really cool. There was some other cool stuff there too. The Mara statue is really nice. The Aquaman statue looks pretty cool.
I like the Flash one.
Yeah, that Flash one's cool. Your brother probably likes the Justice League Dark ones, the figures.
Oh yeah. He probably will get the set.
Yeah. Which is not too bad. $24.95 for Zatanna and Constantine.
Yeah, that's not bad at all.
Hmm.
Also, for those of you that are collecting the 1/1 scale or the full prop scale, the Black Lantern power battery and ring will be coming out this month for $200. So enjoy that if you want.
I
There's
like the black
Flash.
one.
I like them all. I think black is my least favorite though, because it's evil.
what
And
does
it's
that say
death,
about
so.
me? Then I guess I don't really like it.
You like Death?
No, I just like the Lantern.
Then we got the Flash Bust. I love the Scribblenauts Unmasked Series 3 because it
But
has
he's a guy.
Ultraman.
Sorry.
What?
I said, but he's a guy. Bump. Never mind. Anyway, go ahead. Sorry.
Yeah, bust. Ha ha ha. I went ha ha ha. Bust, but he's a guy. Boob joke.
Dun, 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 dun.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
It's 4 in the morning. I've completely lost all sense of feeling in my body.
I didn't mean to completely derail. I'm sorry.
No, fine.
Oh, shoot.
But the Scribblenaut blind boxes, I really like. Mike and I both got Series 1. We cheated a little bit with Series 2, and you guys will see in a couple of days what that means. I love the Ultraman figure and the Sinestro from Series 3, and the Lex Luthor figure
Yes.
and Catwoman from Series 4.
I'm glad you mentioned the Lex Luthor one. It's the battle armor one. I love that.
Mm-hmm.
Very cool.
So, and that's really it.
Yeah.
That's it from DC also.
Yep.
So so we're done with solicits, and now all that's left is the weekly rundown.
All right, so these are 4 books coming out on April 30th, the last week of the month. And we'll start with Dark Horse. From Dark Horse, looking down this, Blackout 2, I'm interested in. I don't know if you read the first issue. I know both of us liked the short story in Dark Horse Presents when we read that. I don't know if you remember.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I read issue 1. It was really good.
Nice. Yeah. So I'm looking forward to that. Captain Midnight's always good. I'm a little bit behind on it. Serenity leaves
It's
on.
going really good. You would like it.
Captain Midnight is
Yeah, we've been reviewing it, me and Mike.
nice. Yeah, I'm a few issues behind. I gotta catch up. Where was I? Serenity Leaves on the Wind is the next thing that catches my eye. Of course, I'm a big Firefly fan, so issue 4 of that. And I'm looking forward to the last title on this, but I'll leave that for you.
Gotcha. Yeah, basically everything you said minus Serenity because I'm a little behind, and switch Serenity basically with Star Wars Rebel Heist
There
number
you
1.
go. Yep. Which, yeah, I think we're both excited for that one.
Oh yeah, I'm looking forward to this one.
Mm-hmm.
And that will be in the review at the end of the month for Star Wars.
There you go. And that's about it from Dark Horse for me.
Alright, so let's jump into DC Comics. DC, we have, from me, I'm looking forward to Adventures of... Ooh, never mind, this is the new 52 Superman. Moving on, there's the Batgirl Annual.
Yeah.
There's Batman Beyond Universe. Batman Eternal number 4.
Mm-hmm.
Flash number 4. Flash Annual number 3. Batman Eternal number 4. I was right about that. There's a Forever Evil Aftermath. Batman vs. Bane number 1. Just to finish that series once and for all. And that's it. But I'm also looking forward to hearing what Mike has to say about Scribblenauts Unmasked Crisis of Imagination number 4.
Okay, and everything you said exactly, and I would just add Injustice Gods Among Us here too, number 4.
Gotcha. Alright, so that's it. Oh, shoot. You know what we didn't do for the first 2?
We didn't tell the rest of the books, yeah.
Yeah. So, Brant, start with Dark Horse. Now I'll go to DC.
Okay, also coming out from Dark Horse, Furious number 4, King Conan the Conqueror number 3, Vandroid number 3.
You missed
Did I miss one?
Aaron Warner's.
Oh, yeah, Pariah Pariah number 3. And then several trades. We're not going to read the trades, right?
Nah.
Okay. So there's several trades in hardcover.
But definitely check out your solicits for trades.
Yeah. All right. And that's it.
All right, from DC, Batman 66 number 10. I mentioned that. Batwoman Annual number 1. First annual for Batwoman. Wow. Green Lantern Guardians Annual number 2. He-Man and the Masters of the Universe issue 12. And Vertigo Quarterly number 1. Cyan.
Yep.
All right, now Brant with Dark Horse.
Or Dynamite.
Oh, Dynamite. Sorry, Dynamite.
Actually, you want to say this first title for me? No, I'm not looking forward to that anyway. You can do that later. What I am looking forward to is Battlestar Galactica 6, number 1. This is based on the more recent Battlestar Galactica TV series, and this is focused on the character that Tricia Helfer played. So this caught me by surprise a couple weeks ago. I didn't know it was coming out, and so I'm looking forward to that. Let's see.
Oh, by the way, the title you're talking about is it just a cover B that came out last week?
Oh, yeah, you're right. Cool. That might be it for me from Dynamite.
I have nothing from Dynamite, so you want to just run it down?
Yeah. We also have Battlestar Galactica number 10. I think that was based on the original TV series from way back. Yeah. We have Deja Thoris and the Green Men of Mars number 12. Doc Savage number 4. Grimm number 12. And Warlord of Mars, Deja Thoris number 37. So there you go. So that takes us to IDW. Yeah, what?
The cover 37, just to make mention, it's a cover D. It's a high-end,
Oh, you're right.
black and white, risque, ultra-limited variant cover, only 25 copies.
Gotcha. Sorry about that.
It's not. No, don't feel bad because they do that all. That's why Dynamite's very hard to go through their books sometimes because they throw in third, fourth printings or those high end covers. Mike hated doing Dynamite.
Yeah.
All right, so IDW wise, Dexter's Laboratory number 1. I'm looking forward to that a lot. G.I. Joe number 15. Got to start reviewing that real soon. New Ghostbusters 15, definitely, and Transformers More Than Meets the Eye, issue 28. What about you, Brant?
Dexter's Laboratory, I'm definitely interested in, and that G.I. Joe series, I'm way behind on it. Otherwise, I would say yeah, but definitely Transformers More Than Meets the Eye. Yeah, I think that's it.
Okay. So running down, let's see what I missed. Probably nothing. Judge Dredd Mega City 2, number 4.
Mm-hmm.
My Little Pony Friendship is Magic, number 18. Continuing down. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Animated Adventures number 10, cover B. I'm guessing the animated series number 10 came out this week. I don't read that. V-Wars, number 1. X-Files, season 10, number 11.
Yep.
All right. Next up is you, Brant.
All right. Image. Wow. Nothing.
Okay. I'm looking forward to Chew.
Okay.
Number
Cool.
41. Sorry. Chew number 41.
Yeah. I haven't been reading it. I mean, it's a good series. I've read some of the early issues, but I haven't read it in a long time. So, anything else?
Nope.
Okay. Wow. Not much for movies this week.
Yeah, and you don't even have to bother covering the Image first, just the books that are...
Yeah, I will mention real quick, there's like 10 or 11 Image firsts for $1. So you might want to look into that if you didn't try several series, because there are some good ones in there. All right, but also coming out is Black Science number 6, Deadly Class number 4, Dream Police number 1, a brand new series, Egos number 4, Elephant Men number 56, Southern Bastards #1, Tales of Honor #2, 10 Grand #9, Umbral #6, which the first couple issues of that were good, I thought. And that's it for the single issues. So.
All right. Now we go into Marvel, which there's a lot of books I'm looking forward to for next week. Amazing Spider-Man #1 is obviously the #1 with tons of different covers.
Right.
Remember, guys, it's the same inside as it is out, so you don't have to pay $100 for a cover. It's the exact same internal stuff, so just keep that in mind. Disney Kingdoms Seekers of the Weird #4. Silver Surfer #2. And that's it. Oh, and all new X-Men I missed at the top.
Yeah, I was about to say. Yeah, definitely all new X-Men and Amazing Spider-Man. Really looking forward to both of those. Disney Kingdom Seekers of the Weird. I'm still reading that. And yeah, I think that's it too.
Gotcha. All right. Things we didn't mention: Avengers AI #12, Avengers #28, Avengers World #5, Hulk #2.
Oh, I didn't see that one. Avengers World #5.
Gotcha. Hulk #2, New Avengers #17, Origin 2 #5, Uncanny Avengers Annual #1. And What If Age of Ultron... Oh, no. What If Age of Ultron #5, Wolverine #5, and X-Force #4.
All right.
So now we
yeah,
into the indie book category.
exactly. I'm looking through this.
Just do the whole list at this point.
Just read the whole list off?
No, basically
just...
whatever comics come to mind. And we won't read through everything except for Xenoscope and Valiant, but...
Alright, I'm not really reading this right now, but I would recommend Rachel Rising #25. It is a good series. I just haven't been following it. Mega Man #36.
Yep. That's one of mine.
Yeah. I recently read #35, first Mega Man comic I'd read. Really enjoyed it, so I'm looking forward to that. Garfield Pet Force Special.
Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah.
Guilty Pleasure. Yep.
Yeah. Hacktivist #4. If you like that series, it's the last issue of the series. So, new Atomic Robo series is coming out. Atomic Robo and the Knights of the Golden Circle. That's interesting. Ride #1 from Valiant.
I knew you were going to say that. Yeah, I'm probably going to read that digitally.
Yeah, I'm really looking forward to that one. We also have Shadow Man End Times #1. It's a new miniseries for Shadow Man from Valiant.
Digitally reading that also.
Mm-hmm. Let's see. I'm gonna leave the Zenoscope stuff for you. And the rest of it's trades, isn't it?
Yep.
Okay.
Zenoscope, I'm looking forward to everything. So, Wonderland Asylum #4. Grim Fairy Tales presents Wonderland Clash of Queens #3. And also the Quest trade paperback from Zenoscope is coming out.
Nice.
Paper Cuts has a lot of interesting books, just to make mention of Garfield and the Annoying Orange, which was interesting.
Yeah.
Other than that, that's all I got.
Yeah, same here. So, there you go.
So those are all the books you can look forward to coming out the week of April 30th, 2014. So guys, with that, that's it for another episode of It's a Podcast. I hope you guys enjoyed. Feel free to leave your comments below on anything I talked about on here, anything Brant and Chuck talked about, anything me and Brant talked about here. Let us know what you like, agree, disagree when it comes to the comic spotlight or our opinions on the solicits or books coming out. Recommendations are always welcome. Anything you'd like to say or like to see on the podcast, that's what the comment box is for down there, guys. let us know what you think, or let me know what you guys think of the podcast. So, thank you so much for sticking around, guys. Take care. Keep reading, keep collecting. Brant, as always, pleasure having you on. Look forward to having you on at the end of next week's show again for the rundown.
Pleasure being here, as always.
Oh, wait, Brant, before we go, we actually do have a sponsor.
We do indeed. And our sponsor is Audible.com. If you go to audibletrial.com/Zone4Podcast, you can...
Link will be in the description.
Yes. You can get a free 30-day trial and a free book download, and going through that link helps all the Zone 4 related shows, including It's a Podcast. And there are over 150,000 titles to choose from. So you can read with your ears. It means no holding a book, no straining your eyes. You just listen.
You can literally just sit there and listen for hours.
Yeah. What's better than that?
It's good for your kids, too. If you have kids that like a lot of books, but don't have the patience to sit there and read it themselves, a lot of children like to hear books read to them. Yeah. And sometimes you have laryngitis, so this helps.
And, you know, we mentioned Star Wars Rebel Heist. There are a bunch of Star Wars books on there.
Yep.
So if you're a Star Wars fan, you can pick one and just listen to someone read you Star Wars. How cool is that?
It would only be cooler if you had Darth Vader reading the books.
That would be awesome. That's what they should do. They should get, jeez. Why can't I think of his name? James Earl Jones to narrate one of these.
Just not Morgan Freeman.
Yeah.
And Obi-Wan went, ring-a-ding-ding, 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 ring-a-ding-ding. That's not what the fox said.
Have you seen that commercial with James Earl Jones and Malcolm McDowell doing friend request? I accept you as my friend.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. I said, send me a personal message, not in the comment section.
Yeah.
That was there are no words.
I know.
There are no words for those. But guys, I also forgot to mention, don't forget to check out Comic Related, Comic Frontline, and Zone4Podcast.com. We are all your number one source for comic related news, reviews, and a whole bunch more. Look forward to Zone 4 tomorrow.
Yes.
Coming out. Big stuff. I will be there. So this week I will be on Zone 4. Woo!
Yeah. John, fresh out of surgery, will be on Zone 4.
Woo!
And we may have a fourth dropping in. We'll have to see how it goes.
And maybe Brant will have that intro idea I gave him an idea for. Depending on time.
Yeah. We shall see.
So thank you guys so much for sticking around. And I will see you guys next week in It's a Podcast. So, I guess there's nothing left to do except cue the outro.
Join us next time for another episode of
It's a bird! It's a plane!
It's a Podcast.
Up in the sky, look! Up in the sky, look!
This has been a Ventura production.